directly access it, just we can run it. So here I am using some floating values. Up to this float, this kind of data types, any issues or any doubts? Shall we move next? Next. Okay. So next thing is a character. So the character data type they mention as a CHAR. So the data type we need to declare as a CHAR, character data type. So this character data type has the length of only 1 byte. Okay, so it will carry only one letter. For example, if you are having the character A is equal to mention A. Okay, so we are not able to give A, B, C, D as in a single variable. So if you are taking the A as a character variable, means we are not able to give this A, B, C, D. We are able to give only one character. So that also we need to give as a single quotes. Okay. So printf give the value of A. So for accessing the characters, you can use the format which is as a C. First C. Okay. So here we can print A. So just run the program. No, sorry, semicolon. Yes. So here we are getting the print value of A is A. So if you have give more than values like A, B, C. Now it's showing the error and finally it's printing only D. So this compiler will give the error also, and what are the possibility it will give the output, it will be shown. So it is giving the value of D because it is accessing only 1 byte of values. It is taking the LS bit, or we can say as the least significant bit and the most significant bit. So it is taking just only 1 byte. So in the first byte, what's the value it's occupying, that value we will get it in our output source, and it is showing the error also. So what that means, we are not able to give more than 1 byte of values in the character variables. Okay. So whenever you are working with that characters, you are just using the single quotes, and you need to give the end of the line semicolon, end of the statement semicolon line. So afterwards you will using the percentage %C for the character data type. Okay. So this is the actual output of using the characters. Okay, so these are the common data types and then format specifiers in our C language. So if you are easy to access the integer, float, double character, long means that is more than enough for using the programming language. Okay. Double is so using only small letters. So it is a case sensitive programming language. So using this kind of data types and formats is where you are going to work with the different kind of operators, arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators, bitwise operators, and then comparative operators, ternary operators. So these are the operators we are going to work with this kind of data types. So before going to that, definitely we need to understand the concept of declaration of variables, initialization of variables, and then work with that data types and then form specifiers. So how to declare the variables with your data type, and how to we can get the output with the help of format specifier. That's an important thing. So if you have strong about this means easily you can work with any kind of operators. That is the easy thing. But if you can work with the float and you can using the formula percentage d means we are not able to getting the exact output. So in the programming language that is the major disadvantages. So whatever you have mentioned in our declaration, we need to use the same for our exact output. Okay, that is the difference between the manual calculations and programming calculations. So here I can show an example for using scanf for the character also. Percentage. So using that same method, the percentage C and then using the address of A, and then you will easily get the value, whatever value you enter, it will be printed here. But here we are facing some issues. For example, the last time we are using the integer A, B values, and then C will get the sum of the values, correct? So here I can mention A, comma B. So for the purpose we can use the same.
Sir, without the third statement, we can print, however we have mentioned the value there, and in scanf we have given the inputs.
Without printf statements also we are able to work it.
The third statement, the enter and character.
Enter?
Last statement you have written, right? The character value is
Yes.
without that.
Yes, without that statement also I am able to give it just using the percentage C. So why I am using the character value is and then the sum value is means that is the confirmation for our output other clearing any errors. We are able to give printf percentage C, comma A, that is also fine thing. But whenever you are writing a code, please use the statement to understand the output. Or else we don't know about that what's output we will get it. It is just understanding we are using A value, B value, but in the upcoming coding we are using more values, more variable values. So which variable value is printing here, which value is addition here, we don't know about anything. So that for the learning purpose also I am using the printf statements and any one of the statement. Okay. So please all of you follow with the statement. So here I go. So last time I have mentioned getting the user input values and just print the character values of A values, B values. What's the value getting from the user? That's the thing I mentioned here. Okay. So just now we have run it. First here I print the A value, and then just I use enter directly to the final outputs. Can you please all of you try this program? Here we are not getting our expected output. So our expected output is first we need to get enter the character value A. Afterwards we need to get one more value. Afterwards we need to print both. But here we are not getting the second value, and we are not getting the second value output also. So just to run this program, I just enter one value and I give the enter. Automatically it's giving the final output, but it is not our expected output. So if you can try this, you will get like that means we will get error. So what's the error means? Here we are using the percentage C. So the percentage C is a character. So in our programming language, It's everything works like a ASCII values. That American Standard coding language. I think the ASCII is the American Standard coding language. So each key having one decimal values. For example, capital A having the value of 97, small a having the value of 67 or 61 something. Okay, so here the values of the keys will be working here. So whenever you pressing the A, after you put the button of enter. So enter also has one value, so that we are not getting the second line output. Okay. For example. Yes. Here you can see the capital A having the decimal value of 65 and then small a having the decimal value of 97. So each character is having their one back of decimal values. Here everything is working with the decimal values only, and that decimal value is also converted by binaries. So 10, 10, 10. Based on that values only this coding language will be executed in our back end. Okay. So here what I'm going to explain means. So in this place, what the issue we are facing means whenever you press the enter button, that enter also taking as a one character. So we need to avoid that. So that here we are using one space. So I am using one space for the second scanner. Double quotes space %C, and then we are using the scanner. You just check with your device. After check. So all of you got the output like this using the space. Okay. So here the space is using as a null values. So it is going to erase the previous enter button values. So whenever this coding is executed by line, so capital A we have mentioned and then printf placed afterwards it is using the scanner. Afterwards in this printf and then including this values we are using the enter button. So that enter button values it is going to remove it, that is a null value. So the null value using the value of space we can use it clear the enter values, afterwards it is taken again the value of B. So that only we are able to get it the user inputs, it will be address of A, address of B. Okay.
No, you are saying that if space we won't give it will go directly to final printf.
No, space will not go. Space is reducing our enter values once again. So I run this code. So the first line will let this program execute. It is taken as a character AP. The printf stated printf. So now we have give one any character. I have give control. I have give A. So after A we need to give enter for the next time. So now it is taken as a enter. Correct? So this enter values we need to reduce it. So before using this space we are not getting the exact output like this. For example, I can show it. So same like that I have enter the value A. After I give the enter, directly we will get the final printf statement.
How are you going to direct printf? It should not be printing.
No, C language sequential, no? Step by step execution, no?
Yes, step by step execution.
So it will ask A, enter A, okay, and after enter B should come, right? Without
No, enter B.
B,
Afterwards, this
should ask
is that enter. Afterwards only we give the values of enter.
otherwise we will give like /n, right?
Slash n for that
New
new
line.
line. That is for a new line. That is a sequence key for that new line. Okay. So don't confuse with that. So whenever you press the enter, automatically it's taking the ASCII values of enter values. That will move to the final line. It is not considering this %C.
Okay, suppose percentage D is there, that also goes.
No. For %D not an issue because that is carrying a value of integer. For percentage we are not facing any issues.
Character A and B. No, there is what is happening I understand.
Yeah.
But why it is happening now?
So as per the rule, so that only I am explaining, sir, that ASCII values are playing here. The ASCII is the major role here plays. Okay, sir. So the ASCII whenever we can play means we can work with the character data type. So that is only character data type. So that only I am explaining the help of characters. So that I am not mentioning the integers or long. So if you are working with numbers means it will not affect anything. If you are working with characters or string means only we will get this effect.
It is skipping this statement line. Actually, given the letter A, na, given the characteristics value of A, okay, that is taken only one bit.
Yes.
Taken as one bit.
Yes.
You enter the next enter.
Button. Yes.
How to calculate the second.
So because we are working with that percentage,
That is B.
we can define that the character as variable A.
That is B.
Oh, yes,
B
sir.
input.
Wait. Just give.
Okay.
A.
Okay.
Enter it. So after enter, our printf also printed.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
How is only one bit, na?
Sir.
That is one bit.
That enter is for the scan of keywords, sir. We are using the scan of means we move to next scan of we need to put the enter. Can I get it? Sir.
One bit each is nothing. One bit can.
Sir, we are using the scan of 2. Scan of 1, scan of 2. Correct, sir? So, for moving to one scan to another scan, we need to put the enter. That is a standardized thing. So, if you are working with integer, it will not affect. Okay, sir. But
That is, I am writing the print, enter the value.
yes.
Okay. Display the enter the character of A value. Okay. Next going to scanning. Waiting for the some
Next
letter.
second.
If you are given the letter A.
Yes.
Okay.
I
I entered
also
the
taken as a character and the
Yes, that's the thing I mentioned here. So enter also carrying on ASCII values that our keypad having the space also carrying on values, our tab also carrying on values. So all the keys are carrying on ASCII values. So here you can see each and all the keys are carrying ASCII values. Shift in, shift out, also on them. All the keys are carrying on decimal values. Each and every keys are carrying on decimal values. Both A and B. So that you see here using that percentage without pressing enter. So that is considered string cell. So more than one character is called collection of more than one character is called string. So that's a topic we will cover later. Now we just focusing on characters.
So all this will have good practice slash and let.
Slash. So slash and is for printf unit statements.
Even scanner also we can use scanner.
Yes, sir. For that we can use strings, sir. For string we can use more brackets, close brackets, and then exponential simple amount slash and unit for string. Temporary variable you can access the existing values and you can using the temporary. Then you can just swap it in the value of is equal to operators. Okay. Okay. So same like that we are working with the relational operators and the logical operators, then bit-based operators also. For example, we will check with the relational operators. So here the output is 0, we are showing that which means it is not a greater than of A. Sorry, not greater than of B, so that it is showing the output 0 1. So the values here it can showing like a 1 or 0. This true means it's showing 1 or false means it's showing 0. It's not giving any values like 2, 3, 4, not like that. If you are using the relational operators, we will get only two kind of outputs. Only true or false. Like Boolean values only we are able to get it using that relational operators or comparative operators or logical operators. So when you are using the bitwise operators, we will get any of the decimal point values. But not like that for the logicals and then relational operators. Okay. So whenever we are using this means, we for example, I have mentioned the gear shift values. If you are moving the car with the first gear and we have decided for the first gear, we need to move with the RPM range of only 1000 to 2000 and the vehicle speed at the range of 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. Like that you have mentioned means it will be using the relational operators. If the vehicle speed greater than or equal to 10 or 15 and then RPM speed is greater than or equal to 2000 and the gear shift is on 1. Like that means at the time it will be checking all the conditions and it give the output second. It is a oversee we need to shift the gear like that. So these are the warnings we have seen in our instrumental cluster. Okay. So now you have used ampersand symbol. So here I am using the ampersand symbol for it is called as a logical AND. We are using the logical operators like AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, NAND, NOR gate, etc. These kind of things. So here we have mentioned the logical as a double ampersand. So it is the symbol for the logical AND. So here we are getting the output as a 1. So in the back end how it's placed means so A value is a 10, B value is a 20. So A AND gate of B, the output we are getting the 1. So it is taken as a 10 as a 1 and 20 as a 1. So 1 and 1 as a 1 like that mathematics working. So in our program here, the logical operators will take 1 or greater than 1 as a 1. 0 only considered as a 0. Okay. So here if you are using that the 0 means it is taken as a 0 and 1, output is a 0. So on our truth table 1 1 1 that 1 0 1 like that. So what we are following in our truth table logical and logical output table, the same thing we have followed here. So if you are using the A value as a 0 means it is considered as a A 0, B value as a 1. Okay. We have given minus 20.
So I think split is it right?
What's up?
Logical and explanation.
Yes sir. A value is equal to 10, so the 10 considered as a 1. So 1 or greater than 1 value is considered as a 1. So on that 20, it is also greater than 1, so 1 and 1 is a 1 in truth table of logical and
What is the meaning of logical?
Binary and operational.
that is comes under bitwise operators. So we are working with bitwise operator means we can take as a 10 as a 1 0 1 0 and then 20 is a 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 0 like that it will be considered. So here it is taken as a 1 10 as a 1 1 operator 1 as a 1. So bitwise operator is a single. For example, we are using single ampersand. So here you can see, so what's the binary of 10 1 0 1 0? Correct? So 1 0 1 0. What's the binary of 20? 1
0 1 double 0 1.
correct?
No,
That's how we got it.
101. 20 are saying, okay.
20 is output for the 20 is 10100. So for this one 1010 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 0. The final output is a 0.
Suppose if I take negative numbers, logical or this is logical or
It is a bitwise addition. Sir asking the question like 1 0 1 0 binary addition. Binary addition you will ask.
for
For example, we take negative numbers, sir. A is some negative numbers and 2 logical numbers.
So that I will explain. I just clear the doubt of this binary addition.
Base means not needed to enter for the integer is equal to in binary format not needed.
So sir,
That integer is equal to direct not possible enter in binary format. Base equal to 1010
that is no need, sir.
not needed.
Just because
Whatever number is the automatic is converted to
in all the aspects also binary is converted as decimal.
Yes, yes.
That is no need.
నెగిటివ్ తీసుకుంటారు
నెగిటివ్ 1010 కాదు కదా.
లాజికల్ అంటే
ఇచ్చిన సైన్ అని
So already, so don't confuse with that. Just complete the logical and first now. Okay. So first I will complete the logical and after I will go to the videos. Okay. So previously I explained 10, 20. So 10 value is a 1, 20 value is a 1. So 0 only is taken as a 0 value only. So here we are using the minus 20. So this minus 20 also is taken as a value of 1. So that we are getting the output as a 1. So whenever you are working with the logic operator, you need to mention false means 0. So the variable carries the values of 0 only, it will be considered as a 0. Or else it will not take as a 0, it will take as a value as 1, 1 now. Okay, it's carrying either the value of 0 or anything, it is considered as a 1. Okay, so these are some minor concepts of the logical and then bitwise concept, these are things. So in previous days we have known about logical and means that truth table says 1 0 1 0 0 1 1 1 0 0 0 like that. In the back end it is looking like that only. So if you do greater than 0, value of greater than 0 means it is taken as a 1, or less than or 0 also it is taken as a 1. So whenever you mention it is a 0, this will be 0. So we can check with any other values. So the A value is taken as a 1, so B value is taken as a 0. So 1 0, the as per our truth table the value is a 0. Okay. So the same like therefore we can move forward for the OR gate. So we can use double parallel line. So here we are getting the output 1 0 as a 1. Okay. So whenever you can view both as a 0 0 0 as a 0 in our OR gate table. Okay. So please check that indicate OR gate. So this is the logical and then logical OR gate. Okay. So NOT gate means we need to mention as a, for example, if you want a NAND gate means you mention on brackets before you can give exclamation mark. It is called as a NAND gate. First it will do the AND operation and it will take as a NOT. One zero zero, so the NAND gate as a value is 1. Got the point? So AND value of A to B is 0, so 0 not NAND gate is a 1. So output we will get the 1. So using the exclamatory symbol for that NAND gate. So not purpose, for example, if you are using the NOT gate of A, so the value is 10 means here we can get the value as 0. So the A value is at 10, so the NOT gate of A value is now 0. Okay. So some AND gate, OR gate, and then NAND and NOT gate. These are things will be clear, I think. Yes. So using these operators only in the upcoming programs like conditional statement, switch cases, iterative, for loop, while loop, do while loop, these kind of things, we will using these kind of operators only with the help of logical and if the condition is satisfied, you can enter to the loop or you can enter to the statement. Like that, we are going to write the code. Now we will check with the bitwise operator. So logical means we need to use the double ampersand. So bitwise means we need to use the single ampersand. So in the logical we will get the output like a 0 1 only. But in between it's not like that, we will get the decimal outputs more than 1 also. For example, we can give that 100, 50. The output we got it the 32, which means the back and the binary value of 100 like. So the 100 has a 1, double 1 0, double 0. 1 double 0. So using the AND gate 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. So for that this binary value, the equal decimal value is 32. So that's output we got it here. Okay. So the back and the bitwise operator are working like this only. So it converted the decimal value into binary, and that binary value will get the operation of the AND gate or OR gate. What's the operation we mentioned? So after it will get to binary. That binary will be converted as a decimal. Okay.
Negative values.
Negative values.
A minus
Minus.
The MSB should be the one for negative numbers.
It must be so.
Huh? Then it will be last one is number.
Second is converted to two complement form.
Yes, sir.
Happening with that set. You better be for a small number. 10 minus 5. Don't go for big number. Second is converted to this one. Two complement form. We get that set after the 2 number we look for the RDRC.
Yeah. Yes. So now you got the output as a 68. Okay. So we mentioned the minus 50. Yes. So minus 50 taken as a minus value for this is a two's complement. The same thing I have mentioned here. For easy understanding, what's the 50's value? I have just taken as the opposite value, not gate values. So in the 50 previously mentioned 0, 11, 00, 10. The same value I can take as the opposite value. 0 instead of 0 I can 1. So it is a two's complement. Technically said as a two's complement. For easy understanding, I just take as the opposite value. We can do the operations for this one. And
This is also the SAR. Invert
yes,
SAR.
yes. So out of this we can consider this a minus value so that I can take directly as the opposite values. So in the 50 we can directly take as the 50 binary values. So minus 50 we have mentioned, so I can take as the opposite of 50 binary values. So we can do the operation for the undoubted means we will get the output 100, 100. So the output of the decimal 10000 is the 68. That also we have first. Okay. So we don't need to take that much complement. So the minus values we take as the opposite of the positive values.
One's complement is that you want
One is the
to
last one is
complement of one's complement.
So two complement
And I'm chasing the opposite and one's complement.
అది ఫస్ట్ ది వన్స్ కాంప్లిమెంట్ యాడ్ చేస్తాం.
opposite to AC only one and is
SAR.
one and is
So then
Utilize always.
మన procedure to two complement is student.
so but we are not using any complement values in our capital scripting. Okay. So in the two's complement values, these are one's complement, two's complement values we are not using in our capital scripting. Okay, so that I am not mentioning the topic in the two's complement in our syllabus also. Okay. So what are the things we need for writing the capital scripting program? That are the things. So here sir asked for the example of minus values, so that I mentioned it. Okay. So but the actual output they mentioned like a opposite of the positive values. Okay. So 50 decimal value I got to the opposite values. 50 binary values I took the opposite values. Okay. So same like that for OR gate. So using the single line, okay, single line, you will get the bitwise OR gate. So instead of AND operator, we can do the OR operations. We will get the output as a 1 gate. Okay. So these are bitwise and get bitwise OR gate. So but we mostly working with the logical operators only. It is taking different kind of signals. So same time the signal is working or not. Gear shift is working and the vehicle speed is working, RPM is working or not. So mostly we will work with that AND gate of logical AND gate. Is give the times value true, times value true. Times value true means we will set the output as a LED indication or over value of gear shift values. Like that we will set the output. Okay. Okay. So next one.
అది వచ్చింది కదా టూస్ కాంప్లిమెంట్ అంటే.
So do you need any exercise for this one? Or else we will move the condition statement.
లాస్ట్ వచ్చింది. అడిషన్
Would you like to try this exercise now or else next?
సార్
Signature parts.
Okay. So I will share this exercise in our group. So whenever you are free, just check this. Okay.
Double ఉంటే అది relation.
So this is our Karita Acharya portal. So we are having the courses for C programming languages.
సో వి ఆర్ గివెన్ ది మెయిల్ ఐడి సార్.
Yes.
You can
Person
use
said
mail ID
that,
check. Official
link also. Please update that biodata form.
Name and mail
ID. Give the access.
యు ఆస్క్ నేమ్ అండ్ మెయిల్ ఐడి సార్.
Yes, sir. Next week he sent on.
No, myself possible. Myself only is the other.
All my documentation purpose I need your details. So on that I will give you the access of C programming and then automotive electronics also. So we are getting the two courses.
Can we use the Python instead of Captain for this automatic?
Yes, Python also we are able to use it. Yes, in same tool we are having the Python access. Now the updated versions they are having the Java plus environment also. Okay, C environment also. So mostly we are using the C programming for easily detecting the errors. So in the code wise also, in signal wise also, we are easily detecting the error using the help of C language. Python means we will get more for example, we need to follow some indent errors. For loop means we need to follow particular space. These are things everything we need to follow. But in C language there is no need. We can write it any spaces, but we need to just complete with that end of the line semicolon. Okay. So we'll use access for C programming language. It's having more exercise also, and the topics also I have mentioned here. So here I give the individual presentations for conditional statements and then loops and then C programming exercise also. So and then for technically I added automotive electronics courses, some videos also. Okay. So please you can provide your details. Means tomorrow morning definitely I will enroll your all peoples. Shall we move next? We take the control statements, conditional statements. Up to now, there are any issues or any doubts for this? These are the basic things for C programming language: data types, form specifiers, and then accessing of operators.
No, you have shared this document, sir. That exercise document I have shared.
No, sir, I will share it later. Immediately you want to
Course అంటే మనకి లాగిన్ క్రెడెన్షియల్స్
So
వచ్చింది.
you are sharing Acharya, Artha Acharya.
that also I will link and I will give you individual exercise also. Nothing but I just download from the Acharya portal and send it to your WhatsApp. If I give the access directly you will get it.
So when you get this?
Tomorrow morning. So today you are all updated your mail ID means tomorrow morning you will get it. Okay. So next one conditional statements. So conditional statements is nothing but it is a decision making statement. It is only going to take the decision as per our user input. So as per our condition we will be taking the decision.
So sensor data can be negative. Sensor data can be negative.
Yes sir, temperature sensors, temperature values also you will get the negative values. Yes, sir.
So at that time directly we can give negative values, like writing.
Yes sir. So at the time we are using some system variables concept. In our total system variables and symbol mapping concept. Directly taking that signal value as a temporary variable values. So the temporary variable you can store any. We just mention the size means it will take the minus values, positive values, everything will be taken. Okay. Conditional statements. So conditional statements it's like a if or else. If the condition is true means you can execute one statement, else means you can do one more statement. Like in the syntax is if bracket open close and then open close brackets and then else part. It is called as a statement. So this is the syntax of conditional statement if else. So if open close brackets and square brackets open close for the statements and then else for else no need of any conditions. Okay. We mentioned these are conditions. So what are the conditions we have provided in these places? So based on the condition, it will be true means we will be executing the if statement. If it is false means directly executing the else statement. Okay. So for that we can take if A greater than B concept. If A greater than B means we can print A is a greater or else B is a greater like that. For example, I take this. So integer of A is equal to 10, comma B is equal to 20. Okay. So here we have write a condition. If A greater than B means we can write the statement like printf so else B is greater.
One line statement is brackets is necessary, sir.
What's that?
For single statement, no?
No.
So this brackets are necessary.
Yes, sir. For all the statements, we need to use the printf bracket double quotes.
Only one statement is there. If it is a group of statements, we can use the bracket. If it's only single statement, no need of brackets. I see.
Which one, sir?
If you are
This
opening
one.
the braces, no, after the if condition.
That bracket is definitely.
No. These clever brackets I'm saying. Printf that is in brackets, no. Clever brackets.
This one.
No. That is condition.
Inverted.
That condition. If it is more than one condition, then bracket is okay. So only single statement.
No, sir. It is not a Python. Python means we don't need any brackets. C conditions we need to follow this index. If you are not using any brackets, means it's showing it will show error.
Okay.
So now if it is
So C also single statement not.
Single statement not required. C is greater.
if you are working with program means this is one platform, no?
Program is sir.
Program is. This is another platform. So on that they will not access that. So based on the compilers, it will not accept because that the JDP is one advanced compiler for the programming languages. So it is kind of high rating. Okay, so it will be access some of the errors also it will be accepted. Okay, but in all the C compilers it will not take it. Okay. Wait a minute, just I will complete this topic of preservation. Okay, just it's a B is a greater, B is a greater. But we have worked with any other OR gate, any AND gate. For example, we are using the C also. C is equal to 30 means we have compared with which one is greater, A is greater, B is greater, or C is greater like that. So for that we are using that A greater than B greater than C concept. Or else also we are using like A greater than B and using AND gate A greater than C like that also. Okay. So based on our programming, knowledge, we will be able to write the code. Some of the people is not using any logical operators. Some of the people directly using the greater than C. Okay, so both are correct. But here we are accessing with more than two variables, and then we can check more than two variables values means we are using the else if statement also. That is called as a later if statement or else if statement. They are calling as a. We can check one more option. For example, if A greater than B, I am checking with the basic method A greater than C. If condition satisfied means A is greater, or else they will mention else if condition of B greater than A and B greater than C like that.
Printf B greater.
Again, print of B is a greater.
You'll see greater.
else is greater like that. C is greater. So for this ABC we can use the scanf also, we can use the user input values, you will check it. Okay, so this is one easy method. But whenever we can work with that mixed statements like AND gate, OR gate along with relational operators will get some confusing. Okay, so first you just understood this, I will give one program with a combination of relational operators, logical operators along with this if else condition. Okay, so you just understood the concept of if else if else means that is easily you can clear the errors of the logic along with logical and the relational operators. Okay. So once you complete this, please write the program for the checking whether the all sides are equal means print all sides are equal. If all sides equal to triangle or two sides are equal means isosceles triangle. If all the sides are different means print the isosceles triangle like that. Okay, we got my point. So you can take the three variables as a side 1, side 2, side 3. Also take the variables A, B, C using the user input values, scanf values. So you can enter the three sides means three sides are same means it will be shown output as an equilateral triangle or all sides are equal. So or else it will be shown two sides are equal means it is an isosceles triangle or all sides are unequal or it is a scalar triangle. Okay. Just you can write. It is the same method like if else which means we are having only three outputs. So one output, second output, third output. So based on your condition, it is giving the equilateral or isosceles triangle or scalar triangle. Like that you can set it. So as per your conditions. Or triangle, also